Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show this morning. It is Michelle Bryant here at UNOV, 60 a.m. 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real. Let me say, right out. How you doing?
Well, woman, day is a day.
I don't know when you start calling me woman.
Woman, 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 strong woman.
Did you do something about all of that? Well, go ahead.
Well,
though. Today is a what?
Woman, today.
Why you gotta talk like a preacher, man? What is the problem? What, Jermaine?
What's in you got to come out.
Come on now. It's bubbling in my soul.
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. What's in you got to come out.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, today is Thursday. And
okay.
It's
okay.
It's partly cloudy.
You know what, bye.
With a chance of meatball.
We didn't ask you for the forecast.
Oh, okay. No. Well,
we got a new
oh,
service.
okay. Well, Michelle, respectfully, Michelle, I'm feeling great.
I'm not saying good morning to you no more.
Why not?
I'm just letting you know right now.
Hey, listen here.
Get your soft on and your cry on, because I'm not doing this. I'm not putting myself through this anymore.
Woman, listen.
Woman, no.
Woman.
Hello, Mr. DeBoe. How are you this morning?
Oh, so you go shift it to me and then go with DeBoe.
I'm sorry. Should I have said something else?
DeBoe.
Dude, I ain't got time for all. You know what?
See?
It's too many rules messing with y'all. Too many parameters.
Yeah. See, we gotta get it
Good
right.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
You know, you could have said that in the beginning.
I mean, I was trying to get,
but I wasn't certain that you were talking to me.
Instead, I said your name.
No, you
and
said
put Mister in front of
you. You actually said the French version of my name.
Yeah. Wazoo, oui, Debo.
DeBoe.
Wazoo, oui. Well, Michelle, how are you?
So to the rest of the listening family, y'all see, people wonder why.
No, people ask us all the time. How do y'all do it?
People
want
to blame me. I see bros in the community. You're so hard on them brothers.
Yeah.
Don't nobody else see this?
Because we love you, Shell.
See,
and all the while, I'll just say this.
No, don't say.
In my listening, as I was going to and fro, I would listen.
He was excited to say that.
No. I would listen to you and Keon, and I would always think that it was Keon.
It was Keon.
But I have come to know firsthand that on occasion,
it was Keon.
On occasion, it certainly can be
okay.
You.
Good morning, Adeline. Good morning, Shelby. Moving right past these two brothers in the studio. But I do. I catch so much grief in the community.
Terry said, "Good morning, everyone," and woman Michelle.
That's it, woman.
You know what? So let me get on Facebook and start cutting up, Terry. so let me start. All right, family. So there are a couple of things, but first of all, let me just ask, Debo.
Yes.
You guys had a date yesterday. Did y'all get to play last night?
We did not. Actually, the sponsors of the event decided that because of the bugs that ran all the folks off last week, after rain, they would not, have folks and do that again. But the folks showed up.
Did that?
But we just weren't there. I got several calls like, "Man, where y'all at?" I'm at home in the bed.
Man, that's unfortunate. Because it ended up clearing up.
We've already gotten a new date of September 9th.
Okay.
So we'll close it out.
And what park is it, or where is that area?
That's at St. Anne's again.
Okay.
Yes.
And like I said, a number of people hit me up about the lineups for these different events. The Clinton Rose Music Festival. Some people even asked me about Granville. I saw they had a billboard up over off of 76, but you can go to the Granville Bids website, I'm assuming, and pull up their date information. Clinton Rose, I'm not sure where that's found, but I could look for it for you. Jermaine, you also, where were you playing? Because you did.
We're supposed to play today with Mel Spears at the park off of 2200 Bender.
Okay.
What's that? Macau.
Somebody got his. I don't know the
Yeah.
guy name. Somebody McAllister Park
Yeah.
or something.
For the music series, but again, it's supposed to
Because of the
rain.
weather, you
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
it's kind of up in the air. But if it don't rain, we'll be out there at 6:30.
And that's over in Glendale, right?
Yeah, over in Glendale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because, yeah, folks are trying to figure out, move around.
I can tell you that on yesterday, St. Joe's, one of our weekly shows that we have here with Be Healthy, Be You, they had Christopher's Project out on yesterday, so I got a chance to stop there as I was picking up my Chinese food for dinner.
Where you go to?
Pacific Orient,
Pacific
right there,
Orient.
51st, yeah.
Yeah, dude, been there forever. Is it still in the same hand? I wonder if it's still the same ownership.
I ain't seen nothing change. The recipe still stay, and that's something, Michelle, you people buy businesses and then they go and change and stuff. If you buy a successful business like that, leave it alone. That's what you call a turnkey business.
Yeah.
Don't go in there turning and changing stuff.
I mean, I've been going to Pacific Orient for so long.
Yeah.
And when we did African World Festival, he was one of the first vendors to come in.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome.
He was one of the first to come in.
So checked out Christopher's Project, as I said, on yesterday. And as usual, they showed up for the few minutes that I was there and showed out. But yeah, a lot of great stuff going on. It's kind of hard to keep up with all of it, though,
And that's the thing. People got a whole lot of options, and that's good because we always talk about, having enough to do in the city. Yesterday, I did go over to help set up for the wine tasting event. Getting my butt kicked yesterday in terms of this cold. Now
you speaking to the AXO?
Yes.
Okay.
With the NAACP and AXO. Dr. Myers had somebody come in from DC to help, host the wine tasting event. And it just looked like it went well. I set it up with her and then I went home. Because when I say, I was about to go to urgent care last night because now when I'm coughing, my back hurt.
Oh, yeah.
We're so grateful you didn't end up in urgent care. We're grateful of that.
Oh, my God. She's so fake. Oh, my God.
Of that.
Of that. You know what? People could not stand you in school. I know they could. They couldn't stand you. And they stayed away from Jermaine because they knew they was going to get in trouble.
Yeah, we all getting kicked out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Ooh. And then all y'all end up here.
Right.
Okay, wait. Let me see. The food is great where?
Food, yeah, talk to me.
Food is great, it said. Okay, I got to figure that part out. Okay, so I will look at that. But yes, and there were a number of listeners that supported. Kathy always shows up. Teresa Beeman did something to support the young people. So I just want to say Keisha made me aware of that yesterday. Because I couldn't do nothing but come back and help pick up the stuff after the event was over.
Yeah, Kathy is one that puts her money where her mouth is.
Yeah, she definitely does. And so it was really, really cool. It was funny. We had books on the table, so as people were just first coming in, because once the event starts rolling, you're going through 17 wines. And so you literally are tasting, getting the backstory on the wine, swishing it around, deciding if you like it, and spitting it out, and then or pouring it out, and then you going on to the next wine. So like literally, once you get rolling, you rolling. And
so how many different wines were there?
17.
17.
17.
Wow.
And yeah, so you sampling. They got that bucket on the table.
Oh yeah, you got to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, Keisha said some people was like, do people spit in that? It was like you can pour, you can spit. I mean, it just depends on where you at and what you're doing. But
so you weren't there, so it would be frivolous for me to ask you the types of wines like Rieslings.
Well, I know
Pinot
they
Grigio.
did. Oh no, I just got corrected. Somebody said they did 12, and that probably was because of time. But because I know 17 were available. But I don't. I'm not. I just know they had.
What is your preference in wine?
I like a sweeter wine. Every now and then, though, I get on a trip and I'll do a dry wine.
So you like a Riesling?
Yeah, you're doing too much. See, because wine is not my thing. So when I go, but I want to make it my thing. I want to understand what I'm ordering, and I want to understand because and the conversation they had last night about pairing.
Oh yeah, with meals.
You can change the taste of a meal.
Absolutely.
If you got the wrong or right, wine accompanying that meal.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've not always known, I typically just shy away from wine. During meals, and I just go straight from a gallon.
I ain't doing all that, man. I'm
Yeah, but this is the thing. Half of it is fear. The other half of it is lazy. Or what's the other word I'm looking for? We just creatures of habit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to push myself too far. I don't want to
Yeah.
come out my comfort zone. I know what I'm doing with, X,
Yeah.
Y, Z.
Yeah.
And but the one thing I think I realized because I've gone to on every trip I've done now, I've gone to a winery. The one thing I think I've realized is that so many of us, they said they had cognac wine for grown people.
Hey.
Okay.
Look, take
Cognac wine for grown people. Somebody said, but I like the peach one. I bought 3 of them. Okay. I love the support. But the one thing I was going to say about, traveling is that you realize how limited and small your life is if you don't expose yourself to new things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know why it was so creepy, but I had this thought the other day. I was like, so if life ended today, do the recap real quick of this past month. I didn't even say the totality of my life. I just said, do the recap of this last month. And what did you do? And, how did you grow? What new things did you learn? What family did you check in with? And you just realize, like, many of us live a fairly limited existence considering how much there is to do.
Mm-hmm.
And how big the world is, how big our state is, how big the region is. And every so often I'll get on these kicks and I'll come back and I'll say this, y'all, we could be doing so much more, because as I'm watching people age, you realize how quick that can be upon you, and how all of a sudden your ability to get in your car and drive and go where you want to go, now somebody has to drive you. Somebody has to help you get dressed. And, you're not even 80 years old.
You know what that makes me think of, Michelle?
What?
Is that when you're just a realist and you're being honest with yourself, and I tell myself this all the time, I have less life ahead of me than I have behind me.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge, I try to enjoy life as much as I can.
Yeah. And and everybody won't be moving around, but, I will just tell people it's a shame to have been given this ability at life and not to have done as much with it as you could. And whatever that looks like. Because some people, I'm good with so and so and so. You good because you haven't stepped out that box.
Mm-hmm.
You good because you're afraid to try something different. You don't want to put the work in that it requires to see different things or to go different places. So I don't know that it's necessarily that you good versus, okay, wait, don't say it, Michelle.
You
Don't
complacent.
Yeah. I was gonna say something way rougher, but what you want to say something?
No,
JB? And
I was
here I
gonna
come to
say,
the phone line, y'all. I'm coming.
I was gonna say, like, you see people that are successful in life, and then you think, like, wow, we got the same 24 hours that this person got. How do you maximize your 24 hours?
You know what? And well, I'm gonna say this. We got the same 24 hours. We don't always have the same
Opportunity.
Well, opportunity, input,
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
Access,
things that can throw off why it doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
But how do you maximize your 24?
Yeah.
Because if I start comparing myself to people, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I do think that you should sometimes be inspired by people.
Yeah.
Use folks as a benchmark.
Yeah.
And as an example, if you don't have those examples around you. Let me go to the phone line and get these folks in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing real good. I'm just thinking that just theoretically speaking, you will have Trump with his small-minded self uh, come up with a money bill. You had a 5, 10, and 20, and $50 bill. Wouldn't it be something here come up with a money bill and have his picture on it, and then have it written above, in Trump we trust, a $5,000 bill with Trump picture on
I mean, I wouldn't ever put it past him.
it?
He's a narcissist. He loves himself more than anybody on earth. So no, I wouldn't put it past him.
Mm,
But I also can't. You made me think about the sister that's supposed to be on the money right now. That
yeah.
this white supremacist racist has
Hmm.
stopped from being featured. And that's
Hmm.
Harriet Tubman. He delayed it. It was all teed up when Barack Obama came into office
Yeah.
and got that done. And it
Mm.
was all teed up. Trump delayed it. Biden them comes in office. And now, Trump is back. And so we'll probably not ever see Harriet Tubman's face on this $20 bill in our lifetime because of
Yeah.
the way these things have happened. So that's what you made me think of, honest to God, as soon as you said it.
Hmm.
All right, thank you, bruh. Look, don't be
Just one more thing before
okay.
you
Go
go.
ahead.
What goes up and never comes down?
Um, I don't know what.
Your age.
Oh, true, true. Since we talking
All right.
about it, all right. Thank you, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, that's slow. I should have got that. See, I'm sick. That's why I get it because I'm sick. I'm sick. But I actually have heard that before.
Yeah.
So my sharpness is being impacted by not feeling well
Hmm.
this morning. Oh, he did sell it. The Pacific Orient.
Hmm.
Albert was the owner initially, but he sold it about 5 years ago. Another place is to try is Chinese Chef. Oh, I've been going to Chinese Chef literally since I moved to Wisconsin
Really?
off of Appleton.
What happened at Wong's work?
Who?
Wong's walk. Wong's walk.
One's Walk.
Yeah, I forgot how to say it.
I mean, it was a chain store.
Oh, it was a chain store.
Yeah, it was chain. So they went. Yeah, they went out because there used to be a Wong's Walk right there on 76.
Yeah.
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 But nah. Yep, I do. I've been going to Chinese Chef literally since my first marriage. I've been going to Chinese Chef. That's funny. In fact, I was just over there maybe 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
I know. I think I went before I went out of town. My last trip. Look, somebody said, "Good morning, Michelle. I was the same with fear and honestly laziness. A friend told me try one wine per month or even week to figure out what you like. I had fun with that and learned my favorite was a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, and I've explored and enjoyed so many different varieties. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like just trying stuff, and you do. It's kind of cool to figure out what you do like and you don't like. But you know, people still ordering what they was ordering 25 years ago. Like, come on, come on, fam.
Yeah, because you stay complacent and
Yeah,
you
you
don't
know,
want to break out of that.
and you don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing
Yeah.
either. Because when you got to talk to they put the big wine, thing on the table, and they got the different glasses, and it's intimidating.
Yeah, especially
So,
if you're on a date.
you
and
know
it's your
what?
first time and you try to impress and you don't know what you're talking about.
But I think one of the things that's cool, and I don't know if brothers appreciate this, and I think across the board, is it says a lot about you and your self-confidence when you say to the wait staff, you know what? I don't typically drink wine.
But when I do,
I got a date tonight. Want to try something different? This is a special occasion. What would you recommend? They're going to say, what do you like? Sweet, fruity, dry, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I like, da, da, da. Bring me a couple to sample. So then, like, she's sitting here like, oh, snap, wait a minute.
Right.
He doing something new.
Right? Can you imagine
Y'all
being
bros, y'all see I just put y'all on game?
Hey,
run me my money for that. Go ahead.
Can you imagine being out on the date with a guy the first time and they ask him what kind of wine and he can't figure out and he just say, Just bring me a Colt 45 and bring her a beer in a brown paper bag. You be looking at this brother
no.
like,
Let me be clear. We wouldn't be on that.
we leave it right
no
there.
no need for me to imagine because I already know what you're capable of.
Like,
and no.
211 in the can.
Doc Myers is checking in. She said, please let everyone know how much we appreciated them coming by the wine tasting event. If people still want to order wine or support via donation, have them contact her at 504-814-0664. And remember, this is all being done to get these kids to the AXO competition for the NAACP National Convention in 2026. We already set for this year, and we are planning for next year. All right, y'all, I need to take a break. When we come back, my man brought up Trump, so let me, say the obvious. We got a briefing this morning that's going to occur where Pete Hegseth and the band of special people will come out and offer up some information about how effective was the attack. We wouldn't be in this situation in terms of its immediate response for how effective the attack was if we didn't have such a narcissistic, confident individual running the country. Donald Trump didn't wait 20 minutes before he started boasting about the effectiveness of the raid. I'm sorry, of the bomb. No competent leader in their right mind would have worded that the way that he did. Everybody is now jumping because he spoke too soon, he spoke incorrectly. And to help him save face, now everybody got a tap dance. I don't know when people are going to get tired of having idiots next. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Wow. All right, family, welcome back to the show. Yeah, I won't even. Y'all don't understand what I go through, but okay.
Negroes.
Let me just say this. It was funny during the break. I got some text messages, and one I didn't fully pay attention to when somebody said they ordered 3 bottles of wine. I mean, yeah, a wine or cognac. They said for the children.
They
And
did it for the kids.
yeah, they did it. They did it for the kids. And then somebody else said the wine we tasted with the cognac was the Holy Ghost. Oh my God. Everything God made was good. That was exceptional. 4 exclamation points. That will be at my house soon. Okay, I'm cracking up though. For the children. I bought wine for the children. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, you buy cookies for the children.
Yeah,
And the grown-ups eat it.
Is it the same thing? But okay.
I mean, the mission,
I got it. All right. So look, before I went to the break, I said that there was going to be a press conference this morning. It should actually be underway right now. It was slated to start at 8 Eastern time, and Donald Trump is going to parade out the U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and other representatives from the military to have a press conference that they literally Donald Trump is selling as, and he posted this on his fake, or not his fake, on his true social media account, that the press conference was being held in order to fight for the dignity of our great American pilots. That's what he put on True Central yesterday. The news conference will prove both interesting and irrefutable. Enjoy. This is not to fight for the dignity of American pilots. This is to cover up for the incompetence of the President of the United States. Nobody is questioning the work of the pilots. Nobody. They just do what they are told. That's it. They're not the ones developing the strategy. They're not the ones, reviewing policy, making the decisions. They simply go in and target wherever they told to target, do a job, and if all goes well, they get in and they get out. This has nothing to do, and this man cannot be allowed to reframe this as the dignity of our great American pilots. This is about a president who don't know how to hold water, who is silly and childish, who has a big mouth, who literally should never be trusted with national security information, who ran his behind out in front of a mic or, posting on social media about this attack and the successfulness of this attack without having any real information in hand. That's what happened. Point blank, period. That's what happened. And the preliminary report that came out from one of the organizations, DIA, which is the Defense Intelligence Agency, and Trump and his his supporters have gone out of their way to say this organization isn't even a influential organization. It's not one of the main ones. I appreciate all of that. But the name of the organization is Defense Intelligence Agency. Let's start there. So now all of a sudden we're going to minimize who these people are and the work that they do. Anyone that has just a little bit of sense and follows this stuff would know you're going to need a little bit of time to figure out exactly what the damage done was. And now the Ayatollah put out a statement saying we good. Y'all didn't tear up our stuff. Like, yeah, y'all did some damage, but we good. And that was one of the things that the DIA's report said. No, you ain't obliterate nothing. 5-page report. You didn't obliterate anything. You set them back. And so now you're hearing people saying whether they were obliterated or the program was set back for decades or for years. And then some people in Israel saying, oh, even if it was just for 2 years, that's better than where we were. And now Israel, got their folks trying to, come out on the media circuit and provide Trump some cover and support. But the reality is all of this is done. We are in this moment because of the incompetence of the president of the United States and the unwillingness of him or his unwillingness to listen to the people around him who actually do this stuff for a living, who know better, who went to school for this, who are trained for this, who are skilled at this. But this con man walks in off the street with the help of, all these folks that help put him in office, who has no military background, no military experience, no real negotiating experience on national issues. And I'm saying that coming off of 4 years in the White House previously, because he was screwing up royally then. I'm sorry. It just like, and the fact that no one will say we are here, this press conference is necessary this morning because everybody got to do CYA for Donald Trump. Because once again, just like when he was arguing with the weather people about the storms and the hurricanes and the tornadoes, and he said it was going to hit an area that they didn't say, and then he added it to the map with the marker, and they was like, bro, that was not on there. You literally added that and you lying. So I said all of that to get to this point. One of the reasons why Trump was elected originally was because they was going to drain the swamp. People felt like they couldn't trust the American government, that they had little faith in what was being said and done supposedly on our behalf. How are you supposed to trust whatever is said in the press conference this morning? Pete Hegseth, who is morally corrupt, from womanizing to a drinking problem, clearly, and underqualified for the role that he's in, which is, verifiable. How are you supposed to trust what he said? How are we supposed to trust any of the information that we get from this administration, who, by the way, is now saying that they're going to limit the briefings and the information that they give to members of Congress? While, yes, there is a briefing that's supposed to happen today for 100 senators, or for the 100 senators, on what went, took place and what went on with this decision to go and bomb Iran. But in the same breath, Trump is saying we're going to be limiting what we give these people. This man is trying to run this country like he alone is the decider, in chief. He gets, like, all power is vested in his office. And the way Republicans are running the Senate and the House of Representatives, that's exactly what it feels like. That this man is a king and their job is simply to support the king. No questioning, no pushback, that 3 branches of government not really working the way the founders intended. To the point that we've also made before, a system is only as good as the people in control of it. The people, charged with running it. And so we have people that are corrupting the system. So it's just so ironic to me that people who didn't believe in the government thought the government was lying to them. We got the biggest damn liars ever controlling government right now. These people are despicable. You don't know what to believe. And when you go all the way back to when Trump had Sean Spicer stand there in front of the world and tell them that they saw a crowd that they didn't see in terms of his inauguration, you understood this was about optics and ego for Donald Trump. And you would lie to the American people and force people around you to lie to protect your ego. So whatever they say today, I'm telling people right now, take it with a grain of salt. Because these people have demonstrated that their loyalty is to Donald Trump, which in fact was basically one of the informal conditions of them being, appointed to these roles. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, listen, I'm hearing you concerned about this whole thing of obliterating the sites, right? But ain't there something called the IA? I mean, what is it? The IAEA or something like that?
The
They're gonna have
DIA.
to be, okay, whatever. What is it called?
DIA.
No, not DIA. It's IAE something. When you go in and verify that you get people, Iran has not been abiding by allowing inspection on their nuclear, their Iranian generation. Generating the uranium. So they haven't let any inspectors in. So they're going to have to let inspectors in now, and then we'll see exactly how much.
No. Understand this. When Obama negotiated the deal that he did, inspections were a part of that. And those inspections were being allowed. Donald Trump, when he assumed office, tore up the deal that Barack Obama put in place, and then there was no deal. And he just got done saying it yesterday. I don't care if we have a formal deal. I just want, to know that we tore up the facilities. So he tore up the deal.
Okay, so in that deal, they were allowing Americans in there to inspect their nuclear.
They were allowing not just Americans, they were allowing the folks that were a part of NATO to come in and inspect it. And it's the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Something like that. Okay. Okay. So now, listen. They still have to play by the ballpark. That particular they still got to play by that rule.
No, not really. They've still been cooperating, but they don't have to play by it because your president tore up the U.S.'s involvement in the deal. He tore it up.
But before there was a deal, that was the problem, that they were not allowing.
Okay, but how long ago was the deal? The deal was when Barack Obama was in office. Barack Obama been out of office 8 years now.
Well, they scammed. No,
not 8, but how many? What, 6 years?
No, longer than that, 12 years, ain't it?
Biden did one term.
Yeah, 8
Trump
years.
did one term. That's 8 years. Yeah, almost 12. No, you close. You bet. You right.
Anyway, so the IEA, whatever we call it, they have. I got to go back now and check this out because I keep hearing you talk. I said, and I haven't did my homework on it so I can get at it but I'm under the contention of believing that these people were not cooperating. And then Obama gave them all that money, and I think the money that he really gave them was really just interest off the money that we took back going to Kyoto. I mean, what's his name that ran off in '79? He was all kids, and they had the hostages over there.
It's hard to understand you. You got us on speaker.
Okay, hold on once. We took a lot of money from them, right?
Okay.
Did we take a lot of money from them in the '70s?
I mean, this is the thing.
And that money
we've given money, we've taken money. And when we say taking money, that's sanctions. So, the U.S. has been complicit in propping up Iran. They have used Iran when it was beneficial for them to get at other, entities that we wanted to take out or we wanted to disrupt. And then we've been against them. So it's an ever evolving cycle. But the bottom line is there was an agreement in place. Trump tore it up. And a lot of the stuff that we see happening is
but
because
this is so
of
serious now, Michelle. This is so serious now that they're going to have to allow inspections. Inspectors got to go there. And then we'll see just what was done. So get your panties out of bunch,
Dude,
okay?
no, why don't you just understand what you're talking about,
Every morning you wake up with a wedgie.
Because there were inspections in place and your boy tore it up and walked away from the
deal.
deal.
They're going to have to allow it because it's serious
they ain't got to
now.
allow nothing. They ain't got to allow nothing. Trump said he didn't care if there was a plan. He just said it yesterday.
You know,
come
on now. You smart.
Go by what your people say. Your boy said
no.
In all his dumbness,
there's
I don't
going
care
to be
if
some
there's an
inspections
agreement.
now. There's going to be some inspections.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Why you just can't have a conversation and say, well, Mitch, if they do this and do
There's
that, and you'll get a chance to look.
Because
why isn't there any reasoning?
Wait a minute. Why do I need to inspect if we obliterated everything you had? What am I expecting?
Because we need to make sure.
And there is the $1 million question.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think they obliterated anything
because your homework before you call me.
I don't think they obliterated anything.
I'm just saying, bruh.
Can I tell you why?
Is there
can I tell you why?
For an inspection if he blew up everything? What you expected?
Because we need to make sure that they're not still enriching
You ain't got
uranium.
no answer. I'm sorry, what? Was you talking? Because I was singing.
Okay, what I'm saying is that we have to make sure that they're not still enriching uranium.
No. Your boy said he obliterated it.
Hold on.
So what are we expecting?
You get serious here for a minute.
We ain't
kidding about what
don't
Donald
get
Trump
serious.
talking about.
You told me not to get my panties in a bunch.
There's
Don't
other
get
people
serious
that are
now.
concerned.
Don't get serious now.
Hold on. There's other people that are concerned that these people don't keep enriching. Not just Americans.
As usual.
Okay.
As usual. Do your homework before you call me.
No. See, why is it that me and you? Why you always got to we can never reason.
Well, I always got to what?
We can never reason.
Well, first of all, when somebody wants to reason with me, they don't tell me to get my panties out of bunch. That's first. Let's just start there.
Every morning you wake up with a wedgie.
No, every morning you wake up.
Come in there bothering them boys. You come in there when you come in there bothering them boys.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna continue to
entertain you. Giving them a hard time.
But I'm gonna just say, bro,
you wake
and
up
I'm
with
just
a wedgie.
doing this because I don't want you to go crazy out here in these streets. So I go ahead and take the brunt for everybody else. But Meech, the next time you call me, know what you're talking about. You have a good day now. I gotta go. I'm getting way too much time. Hang up, Jermaine. Bye.
So you wake up with a wedgie every morning?
That dude is hilarious.
That explains a lot, Jermaine.
I see, man. Something is going on.
It's something going on.
Something is happening.
I mean, this dude is crazy. They got to have inspections now. They had inspections before. And your boy came in, and because it was Barack Obama that helped to facilitate the agreement, toe up the agreement. I mean, you can't have it both ways, fam. Yeah, now they got a lot of inspections. They was allowing them. But now we haven't had it for years because Trump tore it up the first time he was in office.
So why did Trump tear it up? He just tore it up just to be spiteful?
Hating on Barack.
Oh, because it had Obama's name on it.
Hating on Barack.
Okay, so now it's making sense.
Just like now, he's doing his best with to advocate for being given a Nobel Peace Prize because Barack Obama got one. That's it.
So he won one because
he lives in Barack's shadow, and he can't believe that this black man has bested him with only having one wife, not three. Bested him with being the father of children with one woman, not 17. Bested him in terms of having no sexual assaults, yet alone felony convictions. Bested him for not having ever filed bankruptcy. Bested him for just being a better man, better educated, better spoken, better looking, his own hair, not combed over to cover that big spot. Like, just bested. Just bested. It grinds his gears that Barack Obama was so cold. It just kills him. And Barack Obama wasn't always right. We didn't agree with everything Barack Obama did. But in terms of being a better man, a better president, a better human being, hands down, whoop Donald Trump tail every time. Every time. All right. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, what's happening?
I ain't talked to you since I came and gave you a woosah when you and Debo was sitting there. You saw me.
Yes.
When you were at Juneteenth.
Yes.
And so I have for almost 2 weeks not said that fool's name. But okay. I'm gonna go into the Guyana tragedy. And this is a repeat of the Guyana tragedy where people ignore logic, ignore their families and loved ones and their communities in order to buy into a cult. And the way you recognize a cult is when they do these things, when they ignore logic. So give me like 2 seconds. I'm a Woosah and you do it with me. Woosah, Nalwing Kua. There is much better Kool-Aid at every other corner store and gas station that this fool complains about. He can just go for 50 cents and drink non-poisonous Kool-Aid that will do his community no harm and probably in the long run profit his situation with his annual ex-players ball or wanted to be players ball, and he can buy more baby powder. I think Jermaine can help with that. What was that movie where the dude was Mike Epps and the dude carried the baby powder? Because that's who I believe Meech really always was. But you know, when you get older, you wax nostalgic. You were a better basketball player than you really were. You had more girls than you really had. And when you hear him talk, I don't think a lot of women would entertain that. And I would like to, if you guys did a survey on which, you know, how many women would want to be with a man like that who calls himself a so-called.
Do we need to do a survey?
That would be great.
No,
that would be great.
No.
That would be great.
All
Is there
right,
anyone in Milwaukee who is looking for that? But he is entertaining, and so I do hope you keep entertaining that fool. And I did say his name, so I'll go back to saying his name so he knows I'm definitely talking about him and his boy, you know, the orange guy.
All right.
God bless y'all.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, look, y'all. So I am having a guest in studio at 8:00. Young sister, talking about some work she's doing in the community. But one of the things I want to tell you is that after that interview, I definitely want to try to hit some of this observations about the mayoral race in New York, and why. Why, Michelle? Why are you trying to, back to this? Because there are so many dynamics at play in that New York race, and Black people are going to figure prominently in that race in terms of which candidate they support. Most Black people in the race, in New York, it appears supported Cuomo. Even though this man has all these allegations of sexual behavior, just a lot was right. Black people stood with him. Black politicians stood with him. Unions stood with him. He got beat. And but because they have the type of election system that they do, he can put his name on the ballot still. And here's Adams, the Black man that's currently the mayor of New York, running as an independent. He went from Republican to Democrat. Now he's an independent. Will race be a factor in terms of loyalty to my brother based on race? We got to have that conversation because Mamdani is Muslim, and in other parts of the nation, that would be held against the way they try to make sure everybody knows the middle name is the same. But New York is a different beast. Well, it is. Let me take a break.